Students, let's look at this question here, which was taken from the A Level GCE Paper 1 Question 1. This was taken from the year 2013. Alright, so it is required to select a random sample of 30 pupils from a school with 853 pupils. A student suggests that using the following method. So give each pupil a sequential number, 3-digit from 1 to 853, then use a calculator to generate a random 3-digit number from 0.000 to 0.99 inclusive. So multiply the answer by 853 and add 1 and round off to the nearest whole number, select the corresponding pupil and repeat it as necessary. So we try and understand what is going on here. So let's say we have a random number of r, which is from 0.000 to 0.999. So essentially just 0 to 1. Okay, then what happens here is it suggests that we just multiply this by 853. So you just imagine if you multiply 853, this number will be close to 853, right? So this case here, what we get is 0, and this will just be 853 r, and you get 853 something 853, but not really 853. Okay, it's close to 853, so that we 852.147, 852.147. Okay, then after which it suggests that we add 1 to it. Okay, plus 1 to it. Then after which what we get is actually 1 with 853 r plus 1, 853.147. Then we say the nearest whole number, the nearest whole number. So this may seem logical at the start, so in this case this will be 1 obviously. Then I'm not sure what is the number in between, but number we're getting is also in between 1 to 853. Okay, so this is the sort of the algorithm to select the cases there. Okay, so that's the idea. So they say determine which pupil will be selected for each of the following based on the input. Okay, we just quickly do this. So based on the input, the first part, we have, let's say r equals to 0.103. So we know that, okay, I guess this is a number n is just 853 r plus 1. So in this case I'll get 853 0.03 plus 1. Okay, what we'll get from my calculator, I'll get 88.859. Nearest number, we need to round to the nearest number, whole number is 89. Okay, whole number. There you go. This is one nearest whole number. So this guy is a nearest whole number. So we're just gonna run the algorithm through the rest of it. So r goes 0.104, r goes to 0.105, r 0.106, r equals 0.107. Just follow the algorithm set by the student. So n equals to n equals to n equals to n equals to 853 0.104 plus 1, 853. So actually I don't need to, okay, I'll just write this out. 0.05 plus 1 here. So just use calculator, should be able to. So I'm just going to round to the whole number, okay? The nearest whole number. This will be the nearest whole number 90. Then the next one will be 90, 91, right? Then this case will be also 91. And this case here will have 92, okay? So the nearest whole number will be this part here, this part here, and this part here. Okay, so these are all the students which will be selected. Now then after which of part 2, use the answer in part 1 to show that this method is biased and or non-random, suggest an improvement. So totally random will mean that each number would have equal chance of being chosen. It should be random. And so from this sample here, from 0.03 to 0.07, you can see that 91 appear twice, meaning to say the chances of selecting the student with the number 91 has a higher chance of being selected. Okay, so then it will just suggest that this is actually this method here is biased. Okay, so we are told to then suggest an improvement. Okay, so I'm just write this down first. You just have to give reasoning why part 1 shows that is biased. So I'm just type this down. Since student 91 has a higher chance of being selected compared to the rest in part 1, Okay, this suggests that this method is biased and non-random. Bias. Okay, that's it. So suggest an improvement. I think the improvement will be there are few. I think there are few ways. So instead of selecting 0.009 to 0.99 inclusive, you can just select 0.01 to 0.853 inclusive. That will be easier, right? I think that will be easier than multiply by 1000. So I think one way is that we could just suggestion. I think the first one will be we could just randomly random generate random 3-digit number from 0.001 to 0.9 853 inclusive, and multiply the answer by 1000. Okay, then that will be better. So you don't even need to round off the nearest whole number or anything. It will just be, so the number will then be the corresponding pupil. So the number, then select the corresponding pupil. Okay, now the other one, which is may not be so straightforward, is that you do the same thing. You multiply 1000 instead of 853, because the problem now is the 853. Generally the problem with this case here is the 853, which is a problem. So you multiply by 1000, but you just ignore any number which is more than 853. Okay, then that will also be non-biased. Okay, so you can just multiply, generate random 3-digit number. So generate random 3-digit number from 0.001 to 0.999, and multiply the answer by 1000. Ignore any number which is larger. If number, okay, we usually write if number is larger than 853, generate another, ignore this number and generate another random 3-digit number. Okay, so this will be it. Then select the corresponding pupil. Okay, I prefer method 1, suggestion number 1. If I think number 2 would work as well. So if you have any question or comments, please do let us know, and I'll see you in the next question.